In the audit profession, auditors obsess over evidence, documentation, and minimizing risk. As auditors, they require concrete evidence to form conclusions on a file. Yet, when it comes to evaluating the very people executing the audit, many firms abandon these principles completely. Employee motivation is a critical, yet frequently overlooked, driver of audit quality. When auditors feel their effort is accurately measured and rewarded, they take psychological ownership of their work. However, when the assessment system feels arbitrary, they check out. Working in a firm that has performance assessments twice a year is theoretically a notable step up from the once-a-year standard. However, the integrity of that assessment falls apart when managers and directors are simply invited to a meeting to share comments based on judgment. This memory-based approach creates significant flaws. First, the 1,000 hours versus 8 hours trap. Without quantitative metrics, an auditor can do 1,000 hours of excellent work, but an 8-hour mistake carries the exact same weight. Second, recency and negativity bias. Human memory naturally clings to negatives and recent events. Third, the popularity contest risk. Without documented feedback, reviews become entirely subjective, creating a culture where managing upwards is more important than executing a rigorous audit. When the valuation is this unclear, team members predictably lose their motivation. Instead of seeking development, teams simply leave a project and wait to be handed their feedback months later. Compare this to the culture at Big Four firms, where staff actively approach managers before a project begins, stating exactly what they want to achieve and how they plan to do it. They actively ask to do tough sections, such as stock or revenue, to prove they did the hard work and deserve promotions. When someone wants to do the tough sections to prove their worth, they don't just tick the boxes, they dig into the methodology. Because they own the work and want to make it exceptional, audit quality improves gradually and organically over the year. While this feels like a natural culture, it is actually entirely policy-driven. When a firm structures its promotions around proving competency in high-risk areas, the behavior changes overnight. The solution: policy-driven quality. We cannot continue to audit our clients with strict evidence while auditing our employees with subjective memories. We must apply that exact same standard of evidence to the valuation of our team members. Firms can engineer this culture by implementing continuous, evidence-based feedback loops. First, pre-project contracting. Mandate chats with team members before field work begins, asking what sections they want to own. Second, post-project debriefs. Implement a mandatory documented feedback form immediately after projects wrap up, capturing exactly what they did well and where they struggled, backed by actual hours and specific working papers. When the biannual review comes around, leadership won't have to rely on memory. By maintaining a documented paper trail of exact achievements, you force the management team to base their judgments on facts.